Hi, my name is Eddie. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm a registered psychologist. I completed my education at Waikato University and Mercy University. Ever rewatched yourself on video and instantly thought, what am I doing? Or who's that person? Your brain is literally wired to find flaws first. There's a reason why our brain jumping straight to the negative. It's called the negativity bias. It's been keeping humans alive for thousands of years, but it's killing our confidence. Instead of looking at the good stuff, in essence. Have you ever once kind of looked at yourself or looked at your performance at work or whether at home, particularly in relationships? Sometimes we find ourselves looking at the flaws that we have as opposed to looking at the positive stuff that we actually bring at the table. This is where negativity bias is really, really strong because we are hardwired to do this from birth, essentially. This is our brain's evolution. Like if you think about it, back in the day, our ancestors were let me just if you think about our ancestors, they were hardwired to look at all the threats coming your way or their way. For example, having a look at look for lions, look for tigers or things like that. That was a threat to your survival, so therefore you're constantly looking for threats before you see any rewards or see any positivity. So nowadays it's the same thing. So our brain is incapable of seeing the indifference between a lion attack versus you feeling judged or feeling rejected. Now, the second part of it is the inner critic I was talking to you about, the self-differential processing, it's called. Now, this is just your brain's way of kind of this is just your brain's way of critiquing everything that you've ever done. So it's bringing back all the things you've ever experienced in your life in that very one moment. And then what you tend to do with that particular information is judge yourself, essentially. It becomes really louder. So if you've been somebody like myself who comes from a family background where education is really important, so sometimes it's just about relearning to manage those noises that come up or actually just slow things down a little bit, which comes to my third point, which is reframe. Now, this is where the tricky part, or this is the interesting part that comes in because now you're starting to learn to slow down a little bit and think about what's actually going on for you. This is where the change happens. So instead of kind of looking at yourself and critiquing yourself for being a particular way or not doing certain things, so instead of saying, I'm not good enough, you kind of change that to say, well, I am good enough. However, I am human and I make mistakes. Now it's using those mistakes or using those experiences, it's using those experiences as an opportunity to learn. What have you learned from your past mistakes? So instead of looking at those things as failures, I want you to start looking at it as an opportunity for you to learn. What are you learning? What have you been taught by these particular experiences that you've been having? And then you start to put things in place there. So taking one step at a time. So when you experience something, instead of kind of attacking yourself, use it as an opportunity. Use that opportunity to be curious. Oh, I'm interested. Or I'm really curious why I'm feeling this way. I'm really curious why I'm thinking this way. Do some self-reflective practice and find out ways to be able to engage with that particular process as opposed to shutting yourself down, because I've seen it far too many times where people challenge themselves and then they fail, or they retreat to drinking alcohol or using drugs, or better yet, attacking other people because it makes them feel better about themselves. It allows us to do certain things that we don't actually want to do, but sometimes being able to understand and know the difference between all these processes helps us make a huge difference in the way we do things in life. We all are our biggest critics, and sometimes when we find ourselves in that space where we can't find positive stuff about what we're doing, it's because of the environment that we live in. The environment that we live in nowadays, social media, YouTube. So my point I'm trying to make here is that when you start to find yourself looking at other people's videos and making comments that are negative, this is where we need to start kind of analyzing and actually reflecting. Reflect, why do I tend to do certain things I do? You know, am I being productive? Is this feedback I'm giving this person actually helpful? But a lot of the YouTubers that you see here, they tend to take this feedback on and they tend to have a very better way of dealing with criticism. They take it as fuel. They learn from it. they take it and then put something into it and then turn it into gold. Plenty of YouTubers that have done this. I'm only just starting this journey myself. Like I said, I'm not the best at editing, but I'll give it a crack for now until I get better at it, or better yet, once I've grown my channel enough, I can then find somebody who will be able to edit. But if you're interested in more videos like this, can you please let me know in the comments below, and even just kind of commenting on what sort of videos you'd like to see next time, or any topics that you may want to challenge me to come up with. But in the next time, yeah, take a look at this video that I did a few weeks back if you want to learn more about psychology and or other facts. All right, see you in the next video.